Hi, Scott Orland with CINEMA-Magazin. Welcome to Carlo Viveri for the 48th annual edition of the film festival. And I am here with somebody that I have not seen in many, many years. I first interviewed this incredibly talented actress for the movie Hot Shots. That's how long ago it's been. Valeria Golino. But this time, she's not acting. She's directed her first movie called Miele, Honey. I'm just wondering, what was it creatively for you to make the transition from being an actor to wanting to direct?
Well, when you direct, you forget about yourself, really. I mean, you forget about how you look, if you are this or that, or you just think of the others. You look at others. You're not looked at, you look. So that's an incredible shift, like a really strong shift in your personality, because as an actress, you're used all the time to put your creative energy in doing something interesting to watch. While this is like everything happens, so it's something that it has to interest you to watch.
You've worked with a lot of very talented directors. Do you borrow from them? Were there things over the course of these 20, 25 years that you've been acting? Oh, I like Barry Levinson. I like with this one.
Of course. I had the, really the great fortune to work with very good directors. Barry is one of them, and some very, very good actors. So that, of course, helps. And I have to tell you, some bad directors helps too, because you really know what you don't want to do. You go like this, not for me. Mm-hmm. That's also learning, kind of like makes you understand what your, let's say, style is going to be.
Now, when you see this movie, it's called Miele, and I don't want to say it is not a light, frothy comedy at all. It is a very interesting, introspective drama about euthanasia. This is a subject matter that most people don't even want to talk about. They don't want to read about it. Why did you feel this was an interesting beginning for your directorial to have a discussion about euthanasia?
Well, first of all, I think it's in the air. I mean, look, I'm not the only one interested in it, because look at Amour. Amour was a masterpiece, gorgeous film, and it not only won an Oscar, but it also made a lot of money. I mean, I wish to make like half of the half that Amour made. So what that means, that people probably are also wondering and thinking, and as I am, about these ethical topics. But said that, to me, my movie is not, euthanasia is part of the movie, but it's a way to talk about life. I don't want to be rhetorical, but it is. I mean, in my movie is not only about people dying. It's about life and light, and
it's also a woman coming to touch with her emotions.
Of course.
Does she feel? At the beginning of the movie, she's a little insensitive.
Of course.
And as she does her job, she actually becomes more empathetic.
Of course. She's. It's also about exactly like a little looking at a woman, at a woman character that for me was for Italy and for very modern, very very contemporary. I always think that, look, if it interests me, there is going to be other people that are interested in it too.
When you see this movie too, it's really interesting because while it is about this woman who applies the euthanasia, we never get to see exactly how she does it. We kind of see the beginnings of it. So there's a fine moral line that you're walking as a filmmaker. How much do you expose? How much do you, invite your audience into this scenario?
Well, actually, I think, for example, in Italy, a lot of people told me, my God, you showed so much of the technical part of how it works, that people are going to be like, scandalized. Or I think what I don't actually see is the actual death of people, because, first of all, I'm not making pornography. This is not a movie about watching people suffer. I think I have to make everything so it shows the feeling of it without having to see. And also because I think in movies you see death and violence all the time when it's totally fictional, but when you talk about it, you don't want to see everything. You want to imagine also.
And just a last question for you. How sensitive do you think you were as a director toward the actors? having been through the experience where you said you had good directors, you had bad directors, some were more hands-on with you. So how do you think that affected the way that you directed?
Well, I think each actor has to be directed in a different way because they are people after all. We are people, we're not puppets. So with each one of them I have a different way of behaving. Of course I have a lot of empathy for actors because being one, I don't have a lot of the prejudice that some directors have about how they do this or they do that. I'm very, very interested. They are co-authors of the movie to me. So I'm very grateful when they give me something good. And sometimes I get very, very annoyed if they're not giving me what I want. I do, you know. I mean, I've been in that position where the director, now I recognize that look of hatred that the directors sometimes gave me. And I was like, what do you want? Now I know what it means. Like sometimes actors can be the vehicle to the best of your movie. And sometimes they are the interference between what you want and what they're, you know, what it's happening. They become obstacles. So when they are obstacles, you just want to kick them in the ass. But of course, you don't.
Well, I'm protecting my ass right now because I don't want Valeria to kick me. I cannot thank you again. It's been a long time since the last time I saw you.
Thank you.
Bella grazie.
Grazie, bella.
Bene. And this is Scott Orland. Until next time.
Ciao.
Ciao. Arrivederci.